Okay, so I didn't think that we'd be doing this particular video because there's a lot of news right now with the COVID epidemic, pandemic. I'm not really sure what they're calling it right now. I think officially it's a pandemic. So we're going to talk about how it affects
Artists and small
Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles, Rafi's Rambles.
Hola, you amazing artists, and welcome to the end of the world.
Welcome to the video that we didn't think we would do.
Yeah.
But are now doing.
We are definitely doing this video now because there is a huge, complete attention on what's going on with the coronavirus. And we got some questions from you guys about how it is that this whole thing is maybe affecting our business as self-employed artists, what it is that we're doing in order to be able to keep our heads above water at this time. So,
oh, hello.
I got a question. Do you have an update for me about the coronavirus?
Here in the garage, what I have to report is I don't think there's any of it in the washing machine.
Really, when something like this is happening, whether it is what's going on right now or it is a hurricane here in Florida, if it's something that happens regionally, if it's something that happens worldwide or nationally, whatever it is, obviously these kind of things have an effect on what you are doing with your art career.
Yeah, like right now we're talking about this virus, but it could be any number of things happening on any number of scales that could impact you.
Since people ask how it's affecting us, there are certain things that have been going on here locally. We're getting ready for my Luna Gallery event, and I actually just sent the director a thing because like all the places are closing down here in Pensacola, like the Pensacola Museum of Art. The Palafox Market is closed for the entire month of March. So I sent the gallery director an email and was like, are you guys still going to be open for this? And she was like, yeah, we're still opening. I'm hoping I don't freak out when I see somebody coughing. Big art receptions that were happening at the museum, they got closed down. And apparently that's happening all over the world, not just here.
Yeah, it's not just local.
So it's like, bum, 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 it's happening.
Yeah.
What is, and there's so many people out there that are like, what is happening? The world is coming to an end.
Like, obviously we want to be aware, but I do feel like there's a fair bit of fear-mongering happening out there.
That's a terrible laugh. It spreads pretty quickly, but it spreads through contact. It's not airborne as far as they could tell and all that stuff. So we did the event and nobody coughed on me. So it was good.
Yeah.
Just nobody coughed and I won an award at the event.
It's amazing. It's such a beautiful award.
Yep. And what they're saying is that if you get sick, if you find that you have like symptoms, to stay home so you don't spread it. That's one of the main things that they're saying. And then obviously for older people and people that have heart conditions, that's where it could get severe because then an infection could form. And so for them, it's like if you're feeling any kind of severe symptoms, then definitely go to the hospital. But if not, stay inside.
Yeah, I think it's smart to exercise caution. Definitely don't put yourself in a situation where you're at higher risk.
Make sure that you wash your hands and when you go outside, make sure it's 3 feet that you stand away from the other guy. Make sure that you sneeze into your elbow or your thigh. Make sure that you place yourself inside quarantine if you feel like I. Also remember that maybe you're healthy enough to just get sick, and then feel better, but there are people that you're going to come in contact with. For example, like my dad. My dad's in his 70s and he had open heart surgery. So I definitely don't want to get sick and then
give it to him.
Get my dad sick.
Absolutely not.
I've watched different news outlets say one thing and other news outlets say something else. Really, guys, just go to the source of the information. Go to the CDC website. Go to the WHO website. And if you want to know, like, what you should do and what precautions to take, go there. Just, the news is blowing things up way bigger than it needs to be. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
The other thing that's being affected really is commerce in general. So, like, our ability to order materials and our ability to fulfill orders at the moment is kind of like, we don't really know.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's what's going on. Like, things are closing down because basically we're taking a worldwide precautionary state to make sure that this doesn't just, that like not everyone gets sick. What is it that we do in situations like this?
Yeah. It's not that you're gonna perish if you go outside. It's that if we all do what we need to do, then we can, like, nip it in the bud.
We can
so
punch it in the other hand.
We can at least give it a stiff uppercut to the jaw.
Yeah.
I think is the idea.
Punch it in the other hand.
Or punch it in the other hand.
Yeah.
Is that what I just did?
Yeah.
Just take your right fist and punch it in its left.
Take your right fist and punch it in its
left fist. That's how we defeat the coronavirus. That's a good song.
Because, man, when you are living check to check or something like that, a situation like this where everything is closing down could really have an impact on your business. That's why multiple sources of income is so important, because things might close. The Palafox market was a huge source of income for us. And if that's all that we were relying on, they're closed for the entire month of March. So we'd be getting zero income from the Palafox market.
Yeah, and we learned that lesson because we live in an area where big storms and hurricanes are a big deal.
Yeah, so it was a matter of just being prepared, not having all your eggs in one basket. And you guys have heard us say that when it comes to like the Etsy thing, it's always be prepared for worst case scenario where something just shuts down, or, you know, we had government shutdowns not too long ago. There are big hurricanes. Right now there's a pandemic. So
election year.
Yeah, an election year. There's all kinds of stuff. So like you want to be ready, and the best way to be prepared is by having multiple streams of income set up for yourself. And obviously you could prepare. Don't freak out about it. Prepare as best you can, but sometimes the shit just hits the fan.
I woke up and I laid in bed for like 45 minutes, which I'm not in the habit of doing these days. And I was like, man, I'm really tired. And then I had the thought, like, maybe I have the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh. So then I was like, okay, I'm probably fine. And then the thought came in like, yeah, but what's the point? And then I was hit with a sense of complete lack of direction, complete lack of motivation, and basically like the futility of it all. Isn't it a little selfish to just want to make art when something like this is going on? And I was like, yeah, I should probably just do nothing today. I should probably just lay here. I was like, you don't even know what you're going to do if you get up. Like, you're going to like look at stuff that you want to order. You can't even order anything right now. And I have orders pending, but I think the thing that really got me was like that it's somehow selfish and stupid to want to be an artist right now with this going on. People are sick and it's a national emergency. It's a global pandemic and you want to make some necklaces?
Yeah.
So I was like just completely undone.
Yeah.
This morning.
And it's interesting because in moments like these, like there's a lot of focus on I don't want to get sick, and even like the CDC and the WHO website really talk about like, so wash your hands.
Yeah.
Don't touch your eyes. Don't touch your face. Stay about 3 feet away from other people. Be aware of what's going on around you. Stay inside if you get sick. But the emotional impact that this has, it's big because it does affect you. It has a huge effect on you. They don't talk about the everyday,
the existential crisis you might be having.
The existential crisis of like, what is it all even about? Being you as a human being, going out and doing your thing and showing the world who you are in these moments is vitally important. And you being an artist, that is who you are.
I agree. And that's what I came around to was I continue to do my craft. I continue to put beauty into the world. I continue to be bright.
That's the best advice I could give you is like, be prepared as best you can. But understand that even if you are prepared, it is always a learning experience for you.
Definitely. And listen, we're not balling out of control with buffer money for years and years.
No.
Whatever you can set aside to help yourself out for stuff like this.
Yeah.
Just a little bit at a time.
So that's basically what we're doing, you guys, with everything that's going on. And most importantly, I wanted to put this video together just to say, stay safe, wash your hands. If somebody's coughing,
Exercise caution.
Exercise caution. If you are coughing or sneezing, whatever fluids are coming out, because that's the way that this virus spreads is through like droplets. That's what they call them. That's so gross.
Yeah, it is kind of gross.
Like droplets. So if you sneeze, cover your mouth, sneeze into your whatever, just do that. Be courteous to other people. Don't allow yourself to be terrified or given to the fear mongering as well. People will actually use the pandemic as an excuse to like isolate and discriminate against other people, which I think is just stupid. Just stupid. This is the time where, yes, if you are not feeling good, you stay away from people, but this is not the time to discriminate against people or a group or anyone simply because you're afraid or terrified. And that's where like things getting out of hand like that, where people are running to the store to go freaking stock up on toilet paper and stuff, is just ridiculous to me. It's like, this is the time where we should be more loving and more caring, and instead people are like, my toilet paper. Don't allow yourself to get freaked out completely just because of what is going on. Take a look at those websites. Take a look at the CDC and the WHO and find out what's really going on. But most importantly, just stay safe and happy and smile. The beauty of this whole thing is that we're artists. So like we spend a lot of time inside anyway. So Clee and I are spending a lot of time inside. I have an entire audiobook to record. So, I'll be working on that for about 2 weeks. I'll be quarantining myself in the house recording an audiobook.
And I was like, oh.
And that's it, you guys. Again, stay safe and know that I totally adore you. And if, this is more of a service announcement video. So, Clay, what would you do if I told you that I wasn't feeling so hot?
I'd say you're looking pretty hot. Mm-hmm.
If you want to subscribe to us because of our other content, you could just click right over here to subscribe. And that's it. Say goodbye, Clee.
Good day.
Adios.